We shall continue with the nuclear and particle physics. So, today's broad discussion will be on Gamow theory. So, the broad content will be alpha decay by tunneling and the assumptions of Gamow, while he derived what are the assumptions he made, and the barrier penetration, how it occurs for the alpha cluster to come out, and we will be deriving expression for Gamow factor. So, the Gamow's theory of alpha decay, that is the first theory which established the quantum mechanical tunneling effect. So, earlier we had a quantum mechanical tunneling theory only theoretical. This was the Gamow's theory was the first verification, and Gamow got a Nobel Prize for this derivation. When you say alpha particle, we know it is a helium 2,4 nucleus. It is a stable cluster. And what is alpha decay? Decay is spontaneous emission of alpha particle. So, without giving any external trigger, the alpha particle spontaneously comes out of a nucleus, mainly from a heavy nucleus. And when is it possible? When the Q value is greater than 0. What is that Q value? It is the binding energy difference between the parent and the byproducts. So, naturally the byproduct nuclides will have greater binding energy compared to the parent. Only then that particular reaction or decay becomes possible. Say for example, why it moves towards greater binding energy. Suppose I got a hilltop, we are thinking of a hilltop where you put a stone at the top, and if you disturb the stone, it will come towards the ground, which means when it comes towards the ground, the gravitational binding energy is larger. So, it goes to a greater binding energy system. So, the stone can never go up the hill, it can only come down the hill. So, from higher potential it comes to lower potential, or from lower binding energy it goes towards higher binding energy. So, this is the natural phenomenon occurring in nature. Therefore, when you say Q condition is Q greater than 0, that is the parent nuclide will have slightly lower binding energy, and the byproducts, the daughter and the alpha together will have greater binding energy. Only then that reaction is possible. That is what we mean by saying Q is greater than 0. And here the alpha particle, which when it comes out, it comes with the energy about 4 to 5 MeV, but the height of the barrier, we will draw the diagram and show you. The height of the barrier is about 20 to 25 MeV. So, I will just repeat, the alpha particle which comes out has got energy 4 to 5 MeV, but the barrier height, the height of the wall, the barrier height is 20 to 25 MeV. Now, how is this particle able to come out? It can't jump and come. So, it is able to come out with the lower energy, it is able to come out, which means it is able to penetrate the barrier. So, if the barrier, namely when you say barrier, it is a wall, it is a wall. So, if the barrier is thick, the probability of coming out is small. Suppose I got a thick wall and the prisoner wants to escape. If the wall is very thick, it becomes the probability of the prisoner escaping becomes very small. So, when the barrier is thick, the probability becomes small. Now, as we said earlier, the Gamow's theory is the first verification of quantum mechanical tunneling concept, and he got Nobel Prize for this. Now, already we discussed about Geiger-Nuttall law, which is an experimental law. Geiger and Nuttall, that is what you have written as GN here, GN law. Geiger and Nuttall, much before Gamow's theory, they selected different alpha decay nuclides and they plotted a graph, and they found that it is a straight line, namely log and lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by velocity of the alpha particle coming out. So, it was a straight line. So, it is an established straight line, but Geiger and Nuttall, they did not know the theoretical background. Now, this Gamow theory gives explanation for Geiger-Nuttall law. So, that is what we say is it is a theoretical form of Geiger-Nuttall law. And as we said, classically no decay, that is the energy is smaller than the barrier height, 4 MeV energy, but the barrier height is about 20 MeV energy. So, classically we can't think about the particle coming out, but tunneling, so it penetrates the wall. By tunneling it is possible, it is called quantum mechanical tunneling or barrier penetration. So, this quantum mechanical based on tunneling, Gamow has derived expression for decay constant and half life for alpha emission. The energy, say if this is the energy, what we said is the alpha particle is having only about 4 to 5 MeV, but let me say 5 MeV, alpha particle which comes out has got energy 5 MeV. The barrier height, let me say barrier height is 25 MeV, it is 25 MeV. So, 25 minus 5, 20 MeV energy it has to get in order to come out. So, it is able to get, it has to get that energy delta E here, namely in our example it is 20 MeV, 25 MeV is the barrier height, minus 5 MeV is the alpha kinetic energy. So, the difference is 20 MeV. So, according to the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, this energy 20 MeV energy must be available, delta E must be available for a short duration delta t, and it is not violation of conservation of energy, because in this short duration of time delta t, the energy production is not detected, in a short duration it is not detected. So, in that short duration that energy is produced according to this relation, this is Heisenberg's uncertainty relation, delta E into delta tau is equal to h cross, this is the limit, less than or equal to h cross. If it is more than that, such a energy production is not possible, but within a short duration, namely this, you know that h cross, the order will be 10 power minus 34 joule second, 10 power minus 34. So, if the delta E is large, delta t will be small, and obeying this condition, then that the energy violation, the production of energy will not become violation of conservation of energy. So, this is allowed, within this limit energy production is allowed. So, this energy is allowed. So, for that same energy which is allowed, if the particle is having lower mass, so what will be the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy will be half mv squared. If it is a lower mass, it will have larger velocity. I hope you understand. This is the energy available, this is delta E. For this energy I can write as kinetic energy half mv squared, If m is small, v is large, because I need not write that expression, we know that kinetic energy is half mv squared. If m is small, v is large. Therefore, what will happen? Particles of smaller mass will have larger velocity. For the same energy, particles of lower mass will have larger velocity. Therefore, because of the large velocity, it will escape the barrier easily. So, it is a tunneling barrier, it is like a prisoner escaping the wall. A fellow who is able to move very fast will be probably escaping. Those may be very slow to move, they may not be able to escape in that short allowed duration. Maybe a small time is allowed where there is no security for maybe 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, whoever is able to escape will escape. So, similarly, lower mass will have larger velocity, therefore, they will easily cross the barrier. That is why we get alpha decay occurring. See, the alpha decay cluster after hydrogen, okay, helium is the lowest mass. Hydrogen is not a stable system, whereas helium, the next element helium, it has got 2 proton and 2 neutron. Therefore, as a cluster it is a very stable cluster, and therefore, that one, for the given energy, that alpha particle comes out, and there is a possibility for the given energy alpha comes out. For the given energy, maybe the next one may be beryllium, beryllium 48, that is also stable. then we get to maybe carbon 614. All these possibilities are there, but in that short duration, particle with low cluster with lower mass have got larger velocity, therefore there is a larger probability of crossing the barrier. That is why we get alpha decay more prominent, more prevalent than the other cluster, like cluster exotic cluster we say, like carbon 612 or OH16. So, those have got larger mass, so lower velocity, so the crossing the barrier will take a will have a lower probability. Now, this is the background. With this, Gamow gave certain assumptions for proceeding with the Gamow's theory. So, he first assumed there is a potential, we said there is a barrier. So, the nucleus is inside a heavy nucleus. The alpha particle is already residing inside a heavy nucleus. So, the assumption is the alpha particle is inside a heavy nucleus, and it is like a small ball, it is going and bombarding, and here we say spherically symmetric, which means this it can have the potential that we are considering, the potential we consider is spherically symmetric, that is in any direction it will be the same probability. The alpha particle, the particle inside a spherical nucleus, it can go up, it can have the same probability of coming out, or this side way or down, everywhere it has got same probability of coming. So, it does not mean so it does not have any preferred direction. The alpha particle will not come only in one direction. So, the alpha particle can go up, come down this way, that way. Therefore, we call it as spherically symmetric. So, the alpha particle can emerge out in all directions from the center of the spherical nucleus. Now, this alpha is in daughter well. What do you mean by this? See, the alpha particle is already inside a nucleus. Now, that nucleus we should call it as daughter nucleus, because that daughter plus this alpha makes the parent. That is why we say the alpha particle is in the daughter well, or that will be the once the alpha particle comes out, what will be remaining is the daughter. So, that will be the would be daughter. In the would be daughter well, the alpha particle is residing. So, in the diagram, this is all in physically we are just telling. In potential diagram, the same thing will be given with a diagrammatic representation. So, for example, if we take uranium 238, which is emitting alpha particle, we get thorium 234. So, uranium is the parent, thorium is the daughter. So, thorium plus alpha makes up the parent. That is why you say that alpha particle. So, the alpha particle is residing inside thorium, and that plus because it is inside, it becomes parent, which is uranium. The pre-existing cluster, see what Gamow assumed is this alpha particle is already existing inside and it wants to come out. It is like a very active, we said as a prisoner, active prisoner. He wants to find out some reason or some way to tunnel the barrier or make a hole in the wall and come out. So, it is already that existing cluster, that cluster is already existing with energy E. So, what is the energy E? That is the kinetic energy of the alpha particle. That is the energy with which it will come out. That is also the Q value of the reaction. So, already we stated the Q value of the reaction is shared between the daughter nucleus and the alpha, and the alpha particle, we already under derivation we showed that the recoil energy of the daughter is minimal. Therefore, the alpha particle will carry almost the whole of Q value. So, this Q value is nothing but kinetic energy of the alpha particle E. So, the pre-existing cluster with the energy E impinges the barrier. Just imagine the alpha particle is inside the nucleus, inside the daughter nucleus, and it is bombarding. So, it is a spherical nucleus, there it is bombarding everywhere. So, it is impinging the barrier. What is the barrier? surface, the nuclear surface is the barrier. So, it will go and impinge that or bombard that and then return. So, go to the other side. So, what will be the distance travelled between two bombardments or two collisions? It will be twice the radius or diameter. So, it crosses the diameter and impinges. Now, since we are going to use quantum mechanics, we are going to talk about wave function. See, all this spherical symmetry we have to write as a potential form, and that potential, square well potential will be taking, and we will be using Schrodinger equation. Therefore, we are talking about the wave function. The wave function is independent of angle of incidence. Here again what it means, see this particle hit along the radius this way, wherever it hits, it will be having the same probability of coming out. So, it does not have any one polarized direction. It does not. Suppose I write the wave function as a function of r comma theta, then it means the wave function is depending on r and also the angle of incidence. So, this particle is going and bombarding the wall. So, it can bombard at 90 degree or it can bombard at some other angle also. Whatever may be the angle, the probability is same. So, that is the assumption made by Gamow. The wave function is independent of the angle of incidence. So, this is assumptions made by Gamow. Now, we will whatever we said we will represent in potential. So, here we consider square well potential. So, why square well potential is considered? You just imagine the alpha particle is inside the nucleus, it is inside the nucleus. At the when it is at the center, it is very binding energy, it will be well bound by the nucleus, the heavy nucleus. And when it comes to the surface, what will happen? Immediately its nuclear force vanishes. Immediately it becomes, the particle comes out, because we know the nuclear force is only short range, and inside the nucleus the alpha particle is well bound with a lot of binding energy, that is negative, attractive. That is why we represent this way, see minus V naught, because it is attractive. So, what is this 0? That is the center of the nucleus, At the center of the nucleus it is binding, the alpha particle is bound inside, and as it comes at the surface, see r naught is the radius of the heavy nucleus we are considering. At the surface what will happen is no more binding energy, suddenly there is a repulsion. Why there is a repulsion? Because this alpha particle, once it comes out, then we will have the alpha particle, there will be Coulomb repulsion between the alpha particle and the daughter. You understand why I am saying daughter? Once the alpha particle comes out of the parent, what is remaining is daughter. Once the alpha particle comes out of the parent, what is remaining is daughter. So, there will be Coulomb repulsion between the daughter nucleus and the alpha particle. After that, because of the Coulomb repulsion, the alpha particle will be pushed out. See, that is what we see here. So, it comes here, suddenly at the surface the potential energy increases, and then this is separation, the alpha particle separates. So, it goes on and it decreases as r increases. Hope you understand. So, that is why we write a square well potential. So, this is center and this is, and here actually the potential, this is the center we take, minus V naught. Now, there will be similar potential here also. See, we can put it this way, here also we will be getting the same shape here. So, because it is a well, but we are showing only from the center to one side. So, if you have to take center to this side and also this side, what will happen? You have to take front and back also. In that case, it will be like the potential well having two shapes. So, here the potential well we have drawn one. So, it will have this way and also that way. So, it will be like a well, that is why we call square well we call it as square well. So, if you, it is like a well where everywhere we get a slope and then there is a well, but here the probability is same everywhere, we are just showing the center and one side. So, as the particle here it is minus V naught, it is attractive, and at the surface suddenly there is repulsion, Coulomb repulsion, and then here the nucleus, they are called touching, the daughter and the alpha particle they are just touching, and due to Coulomb repulsion both will separate. As they separate, the potential energy goes on decreasing, it goes this way. Now we will come to quantum mechanics. Here this part, this region is called region 1. Here this part we call it as region 2. Here this region 3 we call. Now in region 1, the alpha particle is bound because minus by V naught. So it is, wherever if it is here in this region, it will have minus V naught, that is it will be attracted. This is the 0 part, 0 potential. This is minus V naught, this is 0. The alpha particle, according to Gamow, it is already having kinetic energy E. That is the energy with which it is bombarding the nucleus, bombarding the walls of the nuclear surface. So that we are drawing this energy, it is having already energy which is, this is 0, this is E. So namely in the example that we said, energy, the Q value of the reaction is about 4 to 5 MeV, this one 4 to 5 MeV, this is 0, this is 4 to 5 MeV. So that is the energy it is having in region 1. So that is what we have drawn as alpha, which is moving in this direction. It will be bombarding, it will be bombarding the walls, this one and also this side, because for this is center, this is R naught. Similarly the other side will be getting R naught. So it will goes through the diameter of the well and it will be bombarding, and at one instant we find that it tunnels through the barrier, that is why we have drawn as a dotted line. It tunnels through the barrier and it is available outside with same energy E. Now where does tunneling come into effect now? See, this is the energy with which the alpha particle is existing, and here this is the height of the barrier, this one, this is called barrier height, that is the barrier it has to scale. Without scaling this, it is able to come out, and this energy, to be more specific, this is about 25 MeV, this is 5 MeV. So this 20 MeV energy, it is able to cross and come out. Because it is able to come out, we assume that it is tunneling, it is barrier penetration, it is making a hole in the barrier and it is coming out. This is the concept of quantum mechanical tunneling. So once you said quantum mechanical, I have to write about the wave function. So here inside the potential we call it as psi 0, wave function psi 0, and outside we call it as wave function psi 2, psi 0 and psi 2. Now according to quantum mechanics, the wave function squared, for example psi 2 squared, will give you the probability density here, and psi 0 squared gives the probability density in the inner region. So this is the barrier. So what will be the probability of this particle coming out? It will be psi 2 squared by psi 0 squared. This is probability density here, probability density here. So that we will write in mathematical form. So here again to refresh, so this is the R naught is the distance at which the two are touching. The alpha particle just emerges out and it is touching the nucleus, and at R2, what is this R2? See here, E represents kinetic energy and this curve represents potential energy, Coulomb potential. So this is Coulomb potential, because once it comes here, the Coulomb force comes into play. The Coulomb potential, already we said, what will be the Coulomb potential? All of us know, between two charges, it is Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R, that is the potential, Coulomb potential. Coulomb potential is that. Now in this case, instead of Q1 Q2, what should we write? We have to write as 2, that is the charge of alpha particle into charge of the daughter nucleus by 4 pi epsilon 0 R we should write. So here this part, it is a Coulomb, so this is the potential energy curve, whereas this one is the kinetic energy curve or straight line, kinetic energy straight line. Now what is this? This is intersection point. So at this intersection point, potential energy equals kinetic energy, both are equal, so that you keep in mind, and this point, that intersection point, we call it as R2. So we will keep in mind about the diagram, so that when we go for derivation we will be able to recall this. So R naught is the touching distance and R2 is the position where the kinetic energy equals potential energy. So, Gamow theory, we will be deriving Gamow factor. So, here at R equal to R2, that is what we have the previous diagram we have been repeatedly telling, at distance R is equal to R2, potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. So, what we can write, V of R2 is equal to E. V of R2, that is a potential at distance R2 is equal to E. That is one point we will keep in mind. Now, already we studied about the decay constant. The decay constant lambda is nothing but probability of decay per second. Remember that the decay constant is nothing but probability of decay per second. Therefore, I can write in terms of equation, decay constant lambda is equal to P by T. What is this P? P is probability of decay by time by T, that is equation, first equation, probability of decay by time. And what is the time here? The time is nothing but the time between two collisions. Already we said inside the nucleus the alpha particle is bombarding the spherical nucleus, the alpha particle is bombarding the walls. So, it will collide and then return, reflected and get returned, go to the next part. So, this will be the what is the distance travel between two collisions? It will be diameter. Therefore, what will be the time between collisions? It is the distance by velocity. So, here we come to this expression. So, the time between the time will be 2 r naught by V alpha. We will be able to, we have got the expression for T. Now, we just summarize what we have said and we will be able to continue in the next session. So, just for the session we will summarize. So, the alpha decay occurs by tunneling of a barrier, that is what we have been discussing, and we studied about the assumptions made by Gamow. What are the assumptions? The angle of incidence, the spherical symmetrical potential, all that, and the concept of barrier penetration as the particle, how the particle is able to come out. Now, here this is all concept. So, the next session will be able to mathematically derive an expression for Gamow factor. Now, we will just put a few questions of what we have studied today. Show that decay constant is probability of decay per second, and write down the expression for frequency of collision of alpha cluster. We have got expression for T. So, inverse of that will be the frequency. So, thank you.